Am I audible?
Yes, Mataji, clear.
Yeah. So Hare Krishna all. I welcome you for today's session. Let us start with the prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Om Ajnanatimmirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavauscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Presthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. First of all, I seek blessings from all of you so that I can, whatever I speak is in the Guru Parampara and for the pleasure of the Lord. So let us start with today's session. Yes, can anybody say what we have done up till now? We are in the story of Ajamila, right? We are discussing the pastime of Ajamila. Hare Krishna, can anybody? And if possible, can you switch on your cameras? Hare Krishna, Sudha Mataji. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, Mataji. How are you? Thank you.
Yes, I'm good. Yes, can anybody say what you have done in yesterday's class or something about this week's sessions? In very short way, you can.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Just in a few
Yes.
lines, I can say about yesterday's class. The Yamadutas, since they had to free Ajamila to the Vishnu Dutas, they actually there was a conversation between Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadev Goswami as to what happened. So the Yamadutas go to Yamaraja and ask him as to, I mean, they were a little bit angry also that the orders of Yamaraja has been overruled by somebody else. And also, so they want to know as to how many controllers are there, as to who will decide the punishment and reward for the actions of the
Simple people.
yeah. So, and they said that they said that only there should be one controller, and otherwise there will be difficult to, there are two decisions for the same case, that will be difficult, something like that. So
Yes, correct, correct. Thank you, Mataji. So let us start. Thank you so much. Let us start with today's verses. I'll just share the screen. So today we are going to start from verse number 10. Anybody wants to recite the shloka? We'll just read the shloka and translation. Otherwise, and if purport is small, we'll try to read. Otherwise, I'll just explain. Anybody wants to recite the shloka?
Mataji, I can try.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Tamste veditum ichhamo yadi no manyase kshamam Narayaneti abhihite ma bhair ityayayurdrutam. Could you scroll up a little bit?
Yeah.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. As soon as the sinful Ajamila uttered the name Narayana, these four beautiful men immediately arrived and reassured him, saying, "Do not fear, do not fear. We wish to know about them from your lordship. If you think we are able to understand them, kindly describe who they are." You want me to read the purport too, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji, you can read the small.
Purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The order carriers of Yamaraja, being very much aggrieved because of their defeat by the four Vishnudutas, wanted to bring them before Yamaraja and, if possible, punish them. Otherwise, they decided to commit suicide. Before pursuing either course, however, they wanted to know about the Vishnudutas from Yamaraja, who is also omniscient. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So, Yamadutas, they are very upset about what happened. They were going to take Ajamila's soul, but Vishnudutas suddenly came there, and it was kind of a disturbance in their duty. What duty? That is their area of work, and suddenly somebody interrupted, and they had never faced this kind of situation in their life, right? They were successful till this time, and for the first time this happened that uh, they could not complete their service, so they were very upset, and that's why they came to Yamaraj, their spiritual master. And Yamaraj, we know he is a great devotee of the Lord, and uh, these Yamadutas in the verse, if we see, they are saying this word Narayana. Okay, they are saying that Ajamila uttered this word Narayana, and four beautiful men immediately came. So they are taking the names of the Lord. In their lifetime, they have never taken the names of the Lord, but now first time they are saying they are taking the names of the Lord, and that's why Yamaraj is very pleased, because he is a devotee of the Lord, and he just grabbed that opportunity, and now he will explain to them. There is a nice conversation now, how Yamaraj instructs his servants, the messengers, the Yamadutas. So now the conversation will start. So Yamaraj just grabbed this opportunity. So actually, just a little elaboration on spiritual master and his servants. So we can see that there are three types of servants, three kinds of servants: first class, second class, and third class. And Third class is suppose the spiritual master no asks for a milk for a glass of water, and this servant he gives him a glass of milk, and the spiritual master asks, what happened? I wanted water. And he says, water is there in the milk. Okay. So he is trying to serve, but he is not, which is not, he is rendering service to the spiritual master, but that is not desired by the spiritual master, isn't it? He is he is doing something opposite with than desired by the spiritual master. Okay, so he is the third, he is rendering service, but not pleasing the spiritual master. So he is third class devotee. Second class disciple is who does the job as he was told to do it. So if the spiritual master says glass of water, he just gives him glass of water. That's it. Okay. And the first class is he renders because he has rendered lot of service to the spiritual master. He knows exactly the mood of the spiritual master, and he knows that water in earthen pot will be good, and if there are some ayurvedic herbs in that, it will enhance its taste. So he will give glass of water only, but such water so that it pleases the spiritual master more. Correct. So that is the difference. So when we come to Krishna consciousness, we are third class devotees, isn't it? We don't know what exactly is to be done. So how can we come to the second class and first class? Is by two things. One is purity of heart, and other is humility. So how can we have that purity of heart? It will develop gradually, but basically, um, if we don't have that desire to enjoy separately from the Lord, that is nothing but purity of heart. And we have to develop that desire gradually as we start rendering service. Now, gradually, this purity of heart is definitely going to come. Okay, it is not a sudden process. Somebody's mic is on. Yeah. And humility is when we take shelter of the instructions of the authorities, okay, or spiritual master, then definitely humility will come. So in this case, we see that the Yamadutas, servants of Yamaraj, they had no idea about the relationship between Yamaraj and the Vishnu Dutas or Lord Vishnu. Correct? So that's why they were frustrated and they were baffled, because suddenly this incident happened in their lives. So, but the good thing about Yamadutas is that uh, when they when they baffled or when they were frustrated, they came back to their spiritual master Yamaraj with humility, and they submitted to him and they inquired about the things. So that is the good quality of Yamadutas. And we see that though Yamaraj was not pleased by their service, no, especially in this incident, Yamaraj was not pleased because they had a argument with Vishnu Dutas, correct? And Vishnu Dutas are order carriers of Lord Vishnu, and Vishnu is the supreme, correct? So the Yamaraj was not that happy, but because they submitted themselves to him and they inquired humbly, that's why Yamaraj now he will help them and he will clarify all their doubts, and actually he will start a Bhagavatam session in Yamalok, we can say, all right, because Yamaraj got that opportunity in there is no chanting of names of Lord Narayana in Yamaloka. So now Yamaraj will definitely take this opportunity, and he will elaborate them on about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He will give them knowledge. Okay. So we'll go to the next shloka. Yeah, who wants to recite? Sudha, who else has raised? Who wants to recite? Anybody?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Sindhu Mataji. You had raised hand, na Mataji?
Yeah, I just wanted to listen today.
Okay.
Navakishwari Mataji sent me the link.
Okay, Hare
ICF.
Krishna.
Yes,
So you
Hare
have come for the first time, Mataji?
Yeah. Yes,
Oh,
Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Welcome, Mataji. Yeah, so you would like to recite?
Yes. Only the
Yes.
sloka.
Only the shloka, and you have to read the translation.
Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. SB 6.3.11. Shri Bhadara Inaruvacha iti deva sa apshrishtaha prajasam yamano yamaha Ritah Svatuthan Pratyaha Smaran Padam Bhujam Hare. Translation. Sri Shukadeva Goswami said, thus, having been questioned, Lord Yamraja, the supreme controller of the living entities, was very pleased with his order carriers because of hearing from them the holy name of Narayana. He remembered the lotus feet of the Lord and began to reply. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Mataji, you can read. Okay.
Can read the purport?
Yeah, you can read the purport. It is small.
Srila Yamraja, the supreme controller of the living entities, in terms of their pious and impious activities, was very pleased with his servants because they had chanted the holy name of Narayana in his dominion. Yamraja has to deal with men who are all sinful and who can hardly understand Narayana. Consequently, when his order carriers uttered the name of Narayana, he was extremely pleased, for he also is a Vaishnava.
Yes. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, correct. So Yamaraj became very pleased because his carriers, his servants, they uttered the holy name of Lord Narayana. Correct? And because in heart, Yamaraj is a great Vaishnava. Though he is engaged, he is managing, no, this duty given by Lord himself to him. He is dealing with all sinful people. He has to deal with all kind of sinful activities people are doing. So he has to manage all those things. So in his Yamaloka, Chitragupta is writing all the records. All day he is writing the records for all sins people are committing, and then they are dispatching them to various hellish planets. And in all these administrative work, kind of there is rare chance of hearing the name of Narayana, correct? Because they are busy with, they are dealing with all sinful people only. So there is no chance of Harikatha there. And that's why Yamaraj is now not going to lose this opportunity. And he is very happy and he is delighted that at least Yamadutas, they are inquiring for this, so that now they will get knowledge and they will understand who is the real supreme personality of Godhead. Because up till now they are under the impression that Yamaraj is the supreme controller. Let's go to the next verse. Yes, who wants to recite?
Can I recite, Mataji?
Yes.
Yama uvacha paro madanyo jagatas tatushascha otam protam patavad yatra vishwam yadam shatosya stiti janmanasha nasi otavad yasya vashe chalokaha. Translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Yamaraja said, my dear servants, you have accepted me as the supreme, but factually I am not. Above me and above all the other demigods, including Indra and Chandra, is the one supreme master and controller. The partial manifestations of his personality are Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, who are in charge of the creation, maintenance, and annihilation of this universe. He is like the two threads that form the length and breadth of a woven cloth. The entire world is controlled by him, just as a bull is controlled by a rope in its nose. Purport also, Mataji.
No, Mataji, I will just discuss the purport. Because little big, it will take time. Thank you,
Okay.
Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So Yamaraj is saying, see the greatness of a Vaishnava, right? We can see here that Yamaraj, first thing Yamaraj is telling them, he is that I am not the supreme controller. Correct? He's clearing their doubt that you have accepted me as supreme, but factually I'm not the supreme controller. So he is immediately dispelling their illusion that I'm not the controller. Like Suniti also, in case of Dhruva Maharaj, she immediately told the fact that I'm not the king's favorite. So accepting the fact is very important thing, correct? And Yamaraj is doing the same thing here. He is immediately pointing out that I'm not the supreme. Okay. And then he is telling that I am just a small controller. No, I'm just controlling only the human beings. Correct. There are we know that 84 lakh species are there. And amongst that, he is the controller of human beings, that too who are performing sinful activities. Okay, so he is telling the Yamadutas that I am only a partial controller. And he is telling about Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, who are in charge of creation, maintenance, and annihilation. And at the same time, he is telling them that all of them, they are working under the order of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is Krishna. Correct? So he is clearing their doubts now. Slowly, he is giving them a lot of knowledge. Let's go to the next shloka. Yes, who wants to recite?
May I, Mataji?
Yes.
Mataji.
Yes, you can.
No, Mataji, no. Screen is not seeing.
Screen is not visible?
No, Mataji. It is to be scroll up.
Okay, now?
No, not
Can you
that.
see?
No, Mataji.
Is it visible to rest all?
Yes,
Yes,
Mataji, it's visible.
Yes, Mataji, visible.
Are you joining from phone?
Yes, Mataji.
So maybe because of that, it is not visible to you. Maybe somebody else can read. Prabhuji, maybe let's try with the next shloka. Okay, let somebody else read this. Yes, anybody wants to recite the shloka?
I will try, Mataji.
I will. Now I can see, Mataji.
You can see. Okay.
Okay. Yes, I am
Yes.
seeing. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yo nama bhirvachi janam nijayam bandhanati tantrayam iva damo birgaha yasmai balim tay ime nama karma nibandana patta chakita vahanti. Mataji,
Yes.
I think I have not recited well. Sorry.
No problem, Prabhuji.
Translation. Translation by A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Prabhupada, Prabhupada ki jai. Just as the driver of a bullock cart ties ropes through the nostrils of his bulls to control them, the Supreme Personality of Godhead binds all men through the ropes of his words in the Vedas, which set forth the names and activities of the distinct orders of human society: Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, and Shudra. In fear, the members of these orders all worship the Supreme Lord by offering him presentations according to their respective activities. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Thank you, Guruji. So here Prabhupada is talking about Varnashrama system. Okay, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and Ashrama is Brahmachari, Gruhastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyasa. So Prabhupada is telling here how human being is supposed to behave, because we know that everything works under the direction of Lord and everything comes from Krishna only, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Prabhupada is talking here about how to take care of our real self. Who are we? We are not this body, but we are the spirit soul. So all of you know that story of an old woman, and she was taking care of the cage, but the parrot inside was dying because she was not feeding him. Correct? So the cage, taking care of cage is different, and taking care of the bird or parrot inside is different, right? Both of their needs are different, that we should understand. So the if only the skills and other methods, social skills and other methods, they will give us only external happiness, not the real happiness. Whatever varna and ashrama we are in, we should know only one principle is important. And what is that principle? Is understanding the Supreme Lord and worshipping the Supreme Lord. Whatever varna and ashram, irrespective of varna and ashram, we should know this is the ultimate principle. And if one knows this, then only one can be successful in one's life. Otherwise, all efforts are nothing but shrama evahi kevalam. That we should understand. So through Varnashram, people gradually make spiritual progress and they come to the level of Brahmana. Brahmana in the sense, they become intelligent, they have the knowledge and they understand scriptures, and then actually one has to go to the level of a Vaishnava. Vaishnava is the highest of all. Okay, in Varnashram system also, a Vaishnava, because he is a pure devotee of the Lord. He is a devotee of the Lord, and that's why he is the highest. So we can see in case of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, he used to have spiritual discussions with Ramananda Rai. Okay, and actually Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was a sannyasi and he was born in a Brahmin family. And Ramananda Rai, he was Gruhastha and he was from a lower caste, we can say. But still, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu discussed highest confidential pastimes of Radha and Krishna with him. Why? Just to establish the principle that Vaishnava is the supreme. Okay, Vaishnava is above all Varna and Ashrama. Correct? Nowadays, the so-called Brahmanas, or in previously also, they are giving so many rules and regulations, but they are missing on the ultimate goal, which is to understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead and to surrender unto Him. That is the ultimate supreme goal of our life. In case of Advait Acharya also, we can see, just to establish this principle that Vaishnava is the highest, he also he performed Shraddha ceremony, and the honor of that Shraddha Patra he gave to Haridas Thakur. And all of us know that Haridas Thakur, he was born in a Muslim family. right? He was a Yavana. And but still, because he is a greatest Vaishnava, we call him as Namacharya Haridas Thakur, right? He is the greatest Vaishnava. So Advait Acharya did that to give the clear-cut indication to the society about the position of a Vaishnava, how the Vaishnava is highest. So one has to uh, follow the Varnashram system, okay, but um, one should understand that ultimately one has come to the position of a Vaishnava, correct? And then when one becomes a Vaishnava, then one always glorifies, always serves the Supreme Lord, and that way he satisfies the Lord and attains the perfection of life. Like when we supply food to the belly, the whole body gets nourishment. Similarly, when we render service to the Lord, we can attain perfection of life. That we should understand. So, basically, Prabhupada is talking about here only Varnashram Dharma only. And Prabhupada is stressing this point that whole creation is coming from Krishna. And so we should not trust on other theories, or other evolutions given by people, because we accept the authority of Krishna only, correct? So that we should always keep in mind. And yeah, and sometimes people say that no, Krishna is the supreme. If Krishna has everything, why we should serve him? What he will get? He doesn't want anything from us, isn't it? He is full in all the things, right? We know he is full in all opulences, and he has everything, whatever is needed. But then why we should serve Krishna? Basically, that is for our purification, that we should understand. And the example is like a small child, father gives him some toffees. So what does the child do? He takes one toffee and offers it to father again. Correct? So it is given by father only to him. But when the child offers one toffee to the father, father is very pleased. This is a very simple interaction, but father becomes very happy with the child. So same thing is with us. We are offering whatever Krishna is giving, we are offering that only to him. But like the father is pleased by child's simple interaction, similarly, Krishna becomes pleased with us, correct? And gradually our senses will become purified, and then we can achieve the ultimate goal of our life, that we should understand. Let's go to the next shloka. You can go through the purport. If you have any doubts, you can definitely ask. Okay. Yes, who would like to recite? Yes.
Mataji.
Yes.
Aham Mahendro Nirti
Pracheta.
Prachetaha Somo Agnir Isha Pavano Virinchihi Aditya Vishwe Vasavo Ata Sandhya Marudghana Rudraghana Sashidaha Anye cha e Vishwa Shujo Amaresha Bhargava Adha
Bhruvadayo
Asprashta Rajas
Tamastaha
Yashe
Hitam
Hitam Na Vidu
Sprishtamanaha
Mayaha Stava Pradana Api Kim Tato Anye. Hare Krishna. Oh, Hare
Mataji, you can read the translation.
Krishna. Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. I'm reading through my mobile. I, Yamaraja, Indra, the king of heaven, Nirti, Varuna, Chandra, the moon god, Agni, Lord Shiva, Pavana, Lord Brahma, Surya, the sun god, Vishwasu, the 8 Vasus, the Sandhyas, the Maruts, the Rudras, the Siddhas, the Marichi, and the other great rishis engaged in maintaining the departmental affairs of the universe, as well as the best of the demigods headed by Brihaspati and the great sages headed by Bhrigu, are all certainly freed from the influence of the two base material modes of nature, namely passion and ignorance. Nevertheless, although we are in the mode of goodness, we cannot understand the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. What then is to be said of others who, under illusion, merely speculate to know God? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So
Thank you.
Yamaraj is kind of giving here a list of so many demigods and maruts and great rishis, isn't it? Agni, Shiva, Vayu, Vishwavasus, and everybody. And he's saying that all these they are certainly in the mode of goodness, because all these are people from higher planets, isn't it? We are on the Earth planet, and all these are from higher planetary systems, correct? So Yamaraj is saying that we all are in the mode of goodness, but still we cannot understand the activities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then what to speak of others who are under illusion, who don't know anything about the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So they are situated in that mode of goodness, but still they are not able to understand. We have examples like how in Brahma Vimohan Lila, Brahma was bewildered. No, Brahma could not understand how this small boy can be the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, isn't it? He was bewildered, and he tried to test Krishna, correct? He took all the cowherd boys and calves, and he hid them in a cave, and he wanted to see now what will happen in Vrindavan. But what happened? Krishna expanded, no, in those many cows, those many cowherd boys and calves. And when Brahma came back again to see what is the situation, what he saw, that everything was going on as normal as it was previously, correct? And then he was bewildered, like they have come back here or what happened? And so he again went to that cave and checked, but what was the thing? He could find that they were there also and here also, and then he understood the supremacy of the Lord. So see, Brahma, he is the creator of this universe, but still he gets bewildered, correct? He is at such a high position. We know the lifespan of Brahma also, it is trillions of years, but still he gets bewildered uh, because nobody can understand the Supreme Personality of Godhead unless and until one surrenders and hears from authorities or spiritual master. Okay, one more example, Indra also got bewildered. He was not at all happy when Krishna told Nanda Maharaj that we will not do Indra Puja, but instead of that we will do Govardhan Puja. And at that time, Indra's pride, because he was hurt badly, and he poured torrents of rains on Vrindavan, and Krishna lifted Govardhan hill and he protected all the Vrajavasis. And 7 days Indra was pouring continuously, but he couldn't do anything. He couldn't do any harm to any of the Vrajavasis, cows, nobody, isn't it? So then his pride was kind of dispelled by Krishna. See, so such great personalities also, they sometimes get bewildered. Shiva also got bewildered by Mohini Murti. we know that he wanted to see that form, and Lord warned him that you need not see that. But when he saw that Mohini Murti form, he was bewildered for a moment, and then he realized his mistake. So, such pastimes, when we hear, we understand the supremacy of the Lord, and we understand that we have to hear it from authorities. We may think that Lord is doing activities like an ordinary child. Especially, we'll take example of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When Nimai was a young boy, he had not taken sannyas and anything, and he used to wander in Navadvip. Okay, and he went to different people. He went to a weaver, and he asked him whether he can give him a simple cloth. And the weaver was so charmed by the beauty of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nimai, that he gave him nicely a silken yellow colored cloth. And then Nimai wore it. Then he went to a milkman, and he asked for some milk. And the family, they were also so much charmed by that beauty of Nimai, that they gave finest milk products to him. And then he was relishing that. Then he went to a perfumer, and he gave him the best perfume. And it is not that he was giving money also. So he would enchant the minds of these people, that automatically they had that desire to give him the best. Correct? So so Lord is like that, though he appears like an ordinary human being, but he is the supreme personality of Godhead, that we should understand. And as the super soul, he is the conductor of everything. Okay. So he all these demigods, they are working under him. So one may say that in one sense, all of them, they are getting power from Krishna only. That we should understand. And Yamaraj is exactly saying the same thing, that we all are working under him, but still sometimes it is difficult for us also to understand the activities of this supreme personality of Godhead. Okay. Yes. Let's go to the next shloka. Yes, 16. Who wants to recite?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Tanvat Pranam.
Yes. Yes, Mataji, you can.
Yam Vaina Gobhir Manasa Sudhiva Tira Gira Vasudrito Vichakshati Atmanam Antaridi Tantam Atmanam Takshu Yatha Yathaiva Vidya Yas Tataparam. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki hai. As the different limbs of the body cannot see the eyes, the living entities cannot see the Supreme Lord, who is situated as the super soul in everyone's heart, not by the senses, by the mind, by the light, air, by thoughts within the heart, or by the vibration of words, can the living entities ascertain the real situation of the Supreme Lord. Purpose.
No, Mataji. We have to cover the shlokas, so we'll not read the purport. Okay. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So here a beautiful analogy Prabhupada is giving, that as different limbs of the body cannot see the eyes, correct? but they need guidance from the eyes, correct? Eyes only direct the legs to go somewhere. Eyes only direct the hands to touch something, correct? So like these body parts, they need the guidance of eyes. Similarly, we need the guidance from the super soul or Paramatma. We cannot see the Paramatma in our heart, but we need guidance. Everything works under his control. He is the sanctioner. Okay. So that Prabhupada is trying to tell here. So we can take one example like Yudhishthir Maharaj. When the war was over, Yudhishthir Maharaj was feeling guilty because he was thinking that he is the no, he is the reason for that no, so many people were killed in the battle of Kurukshetra. So Yudhishthir Maharaj was still thinking that he is the reason for that. Okay, and Krishna was trying to pacify him, but we can see that Krishna was standing outside and he was trying to pacify Yudhishthir Maharaj, but the super soul, who is Krishna only, who is present inside the heart of Yudhishthir Maharaj, he was not allowing him to accept what Krishna from outside was saying. Correct? So why actually that is for a different cause, because Krishna wanted to glorify his great devotee who is nothing but Pitamaha Bhishma. And then he takes Yudhishthir Maharaj to Bhishma Pitamaha and he asks Bhishma Pitamaha to give knowledge to Yudhishthir Maharaj. Okay, so that was the purpose. But we can see that super soul, how he guides us or how he controls us, that we can see. And one more example we can see that when Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nimai was a small baby, no, one thief, he wanted to steal the ornaments from the boy's body. Okay, and he took the baby. He thought that he will go to a secluded place, he will take his ornaments and he will no, give him back. But the thief, no, he kept running running round and round and round, and finally he came to Jagannath Mishra, that is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's father. He came to their house only and he left the child there. His mind was bewildered. So the super soul inside was guiding, was dictating, was controlling like that, that he couldn't do anything. You know, he just left the boy again. He kept the boy again back into his house only. Okay, so we understand that we need the super soul is really guiding, is really controlling the activities. Okay, that we should understand. One cannot see the super soul in one's heart, but his direction is always necessary. Last sentence in the purport, that if the limbs could see, they could walk forward without the help of the eyes, but that is impossible. Similarly, one cannot see the super soul in one's heart through sensual activities, but his direction is always necessary for us. Yes. Who wants to recite? Yes. Nobody wants?
Hare Krishna Mataji, can I read?
Yes. Are the shlokas difficult? That's why you are not able to, you don't want to recite?
We used to recite our own style, Mataji. That is the problem.
Okay, I will recite for you. Okay, this shloka. तस्यात्मतन्त्रस्य हरेरधीशितुः परस्य मायाधिपतेर्महात्मनः प्रायेण दूता इह वै मनोहरास् चरन्ति तद्रूपगुणस्वभावः. Can somebody read the translation?
May I, Mataji, if nobody wants
Yes,
to read?
yes, yes.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Supreme Personality of Godhead is self-sufficient and fully independent. He is the master of everyone and everything, including the illusory energy. He has his form, qualities, and features, and similarly his order carriers, the Vaishnavas, who are very beautiful, possess bodily features, transcendental qualities, and a transcendental nature almost like his. They always wander within this world with full independence. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, yes, thank you. So now here, Yamaraj now is describing the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Vishnu Dutas. Now he is going to describe Vishnu Dutas also. Yamadutas, though they were complaining about Vishnu Dutas because they interfered in their their work, but still they are appreciating Vishnu Dutas because they are appreciating that they are such beautiful people. They are appreciating about their beauty, correct? And they are eager to know about Vishnu Dutas. Okay, so in next shloka, we'll have more elaboration on Vishnu Dutas. Yes. Yes, Divya Mataji, you can.
भूतानि विष्णो सुरपूजितानि दुर्दर्शि लिङ्गानि महादूतानि रक्षन्ति तद्भक्ति मत्फलेभ्यो मर्त्या नथ सर्वतः तस्वतश्च.
Yes. Read the translation, Mataji.
Translation by Prabhupada. Prabhupada ki jai. The order carriers of Lord Vishnu, who are worshipped even by the demigods, possess wonderful bodily features exactly like those of Vishnu and are very rarely seen. The Vishnu Dutas protect the devotees of the Lord from the hands of enemies, from envious persons, and even from my jurisdiction, as well as from natural disturbances. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, thank you so much, Mataji. So here, the first two lines are actually describing about the description of Vishnu Dutas, their beauty and how wonderful they are. And the next two lines, they are talking about activity of Vishnu Dutas. The first line is Bhutani Vishnuho, means Vishnu Dutas, Surapujitani, means who are even worshipped by the great demigods. Okay, and Durdarsha Lingani, Mahadbhutani. So Mahadbhutani means they are wonderful, they are beautiful, and Durdarsha Lingani means they are very rare to be seen. Now we know that in this material world, people are mostly engaged in sinful activities only. So Yamadutas have lot of work, and Vishnu Dutas, because devotees are very rare, Vishnu Dutas, they are very rarely seen, isn't it? And Yamadutas, they have lot of work. And yeah, they are beautiful. They are wonderful and beautiful. So Vaishnavas, they also become the Vishnu Dutas. They are the order carriers of Lord Vishnu. They are like Lord Vishnu only, very wonderful and beautiful. So Vaishnavas, they also become wonderful and beautiful. So does that mean that physically they will become beautiful? No, it is not like that. Externally, external features, maybe our height, our color, our figure, it may not change, but this doesn't refer to the physical beauty. So devotees, when they practice Krishna consciousness, they are happy internally, and that happiness is reflected in their, on their face, the whole, and they look jolly, they look happy, they look beautiful. It is reflected in their whole body movement, you can say. Correct? So that is the beauty Vaishnavas will also get when they are practicing Krishna consciousness. Okay? And then they are talking about activity of Vishnu Dutas, that is Rakshanti Tad Bhakti Matah Parebhyo. So they are protecting the devotees of the Lord, correct? From enemies, envious persons, and natural disturbances also, correct? So here, one thing is that we always say that Lord protects his devotees, but still we see that devotees face dangers. No, they are diseased, they are old, they are sometimes they get into dangerous situations like wars and riots. So uh, how can we understand the protection of Lord in such situations? Okay. uh, how exactly this protection is happening, how can we understand that? So we can see that Parikshit Maharaj, when he was in the womb of his mother, Krishna protected him from Brahmastra, right? But same Parikshit Maharaj, when he was cursed by Shrungi, the Brahmana boy, to die in 7 days, Lord did not protect him. So how can we understand that? Correct? The thing is that Parikshit Maharaj accepted the Lord's will as it is. We should have that faith that Rakshamsi iti Vishwaso. We should have that firm faith that Lord will protect me. Whatever he is doing is for my good only. So he accepted the curse as Lord's wish. And when now how can we understand the protection is when we transcend above the bodily consciousness, correct? And Parikshit Maharaj, he is also called as Arindam, that is conqueror of enemies. So actually he was unrivaled emperor, but he has conquered the Shadripus also. We know that Kam, Krodh, Lobha, Moha, Mada, Matsar. So he has conquered that also, and he was given protection by Lord in what sense? That Lord made arrangement, okay, for him so that he comes back to Godhead, correct? So that curse which he got, it was a special arrangement made by Lord himself so that his pure devotee comes back to him. So that way we should understand the protection of Lord, how he is giving. Like in case of even if what is the use of living if Parikshit Maharaj would have lived for 100 more years, okay, in that physical body, but uh, he 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 would have lost that chance of becoming pure devotee of the Lord, correct? He was a pure devotee, and so Lord took him back to him, correct? But if he would have lived here, he would have lost that chance going back to Godhead. Then what is the use of that? Because ultimately the aim of this human form of life is to go back to Godhead, correct? So that is the protection. Lord is personally arranging things for pure devotees, and that way we should understand the protection of the Lord. Like Prahlad Maharaj, he had that firm faith. He was thrown from the mountain, but not for a second also he was no fearful. Because he knew that Lord is there and he will protect me. So that faith is very important thing. Yeah. Then Bharat Maharaj also, he got 3 lives, and as Jada Bharat, he perfected his life. So Lord, we may say that how Lord is coming immediately. We say that no, when we chant and when we practice devotional service, Lord comes immediately to protect us. So that immediately may differ in different cases. Okay, so for Ajamila, he was given 12 years to perfect his life. For Bharat Maharaj, he had to take 3 lives. Correct. So this time may different. The time may differ, but we should understand that um, um, when we practice this, Lord is always there. When we fully surrender unto Him and when we have full faith in Him, then Lord is definitely coming and protecting us. That faith we should always have. What happens with us is we become very impatient. We just chant Hare Krishna and we feel that now I have become a pure devotee and now Lord should come and take me back. But that is not the case. If we chant that Hare Krishna with complete helplessness and complete no of with complete offense, that chanting is with no offenses. It is offenseless chanting, then only Lord will come and protect us. That we should understand. So Lord is coming, Lord is doing whatever is needed for us. That we should understand always. And we should have patience. Let's go to the last shloka for today. Devotees should learn to depend upon Lord and not on their own strength, right? That we should always keep in mind. So when Brahmaji was also told to make creation, he first prayed to the Lord and then only he created. Draupadi also, in Vastraharan also, she prayed to the Lord helplessly and Lord personally came to protect her. Also, Durvas Muni when came with 60,000 disciples, when they were in that Kamya one, at that time also Draupadi helplessly prayed to the Lord and Lord came and we know that pastime of Durvas Muni, how they felt satisfaction and they ran away. The disciples of Durvas Muni, they ran away from there, right? So we should have that complete faith and we should totally surrender. And how this will happen, that we know we have to do that Navavidha Bhakti Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, correct? Atmanivedanam. So through Navavidha Bhakti and following do's and don'ts, we can gradually develop that unflinching faith that we should always remember. So last shloka for today. I will only read. Yeah, Divya Mataji, you want to read?
Yes, Mataji, I will try, Mataji.
Yes, this is easy one.
Dharmam tu saksad bhagavat pranitam na vai vidura rasyo napi devah na siddha mukhya asura manushya puto no vidyadhara charuna dayah.
Yes. Read the translation, Mataji.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Real religious principles are enacted by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although fully situated in the mode of goodness, even the great rishis who occupy the topmost planets cannot ascertain the real religious principles, nor can the demigods or the leaders of Siddha Loka, or to say nothing of the asuras, ordinary human beings with Vidyadharas and Charanas. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So Yamaraj is explaining here about real dharma, real religious principles. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So Lord himself descends in this world to establish real religious principles. So what is real dharma? What is true dharma? So true dharma or real dharma can be understood from the person who has actually created it, isn't it? and he knows the purpose for which he has created it. Like if we take anything like washing machine or something like that, then the manufacturer of that product knows completely the purpose of that product, what ingredients he has used, and how to use it, how to not use it, the do's and don'ts, and if something goes wrong, how to set it right. That is the manual. So only the manufacturer can give the manual because he has manufactured all those things, right? So similarly, Krishna has created this world. And so what is the purpose of this material world? Why he has put us here? He is the best person uh, from whom we can know this, right? Because he has created this material world. Or from somebody who has understood his heart. So it is said that great devotees, they carry Lord in their heart, and Lord also carries his pure devotees in his heart. So they know the heart of the Lord, uh, because they know the intention of the Lord behind everything. Because they are the pure devotees of the Lord, they know all these things, and that's why they only can guide us. So real dharma is nothing but complete surrender to situate ourselves in our natural constitutional position. And what is our natural constitutional position is nothing but Jivera Swarupa Hoy, Krishnera Nityadas. When we situate ourselves in that position, then only um, we become fully satisfied. Correct? When we coordinate our activities for the pleasure and satisfaction of the Lord, according to the instructions of the Lord, then only we are most satisfied, Satchid Ananda, we are most blissful, most happy, and most satisfied. And the material world is created to bring us to this understanding only. Any other understanding, if we are getting, it is only temporary, illusory, and full of miseries. Correct? So that is the specific purpose of designing this universe. Correct? So we should understand that real religion is nothing but surrender to the Lord and render devotional service to Him. Like in the first canto, we saw this shloka, Savai Pumsam Paro Dharmo Yato Bhaktir Adhokshaje Ahaituki Apratihata Yayatma Suprasidati. So Ahaituki and Apratihata, that is unmotivated and uninterrupted devotional service to the Lord, that is the ultimate dharma or ultimate goal of human form of life, right? So I will just end with one thing. This human form of life is nothing but a FAT, gift, we can say. So facilities, abilities, and time is given to us, correct? So if we utilize all these things properly, then we can attain perfection of life and we can go back to Godhead, correct? But if we don't uh, use these facilities and abilities and our time, then we will turn away from Krishna and we will suffer in this miserable world, and we'll be bound in this cycle of birth and death again and again and again. Okay, so that is all for today. Sorry, so many shlokas we had to cover, and so I went a little over time. Sorry for that. So thank you all for patiently listening. And if anybody has any doubts or any questions or any comments, or you want to share any points, you can just do that. Otherwise, we'll stop.
Hare Krishna Mataji, just one point I wanted to add, or just I remembered when you
Yes.
mentioned about Nimai, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and when I just remembered that even when he used to go to the forest, was it Jharkhand forest or something, and
Jharkhand.
the animals also like snakes and
Yes.
tigers, they forgot their animosity and they started
Correct.
dancing. I just
Yeah,
remembered
so
that.
Yes, all were dancing with him, like lion, tiger, deer, no,
Yeah.
all together.
Correct.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Yes, anybody else has to say something?
Mataji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Mataji, this often I've seen this word as pure devotees, right? It's
Huh.
repeated so many places. Means here they
Pure.
are referring to their already liberated souls like Prabhupada or pure or spiritual masters. What is that? I mean,
Yes, Mataji.
spiritual masters. All the
Yes, those who have totally dedicated their lives for Krishna only. See, we can see at our level, we are sadhakas, right?
yes,
Mataji,
yes.
we have no 24/7. We are not thinking of Krishna, isn't it? We
Yes.
have so many things no to do around us,
So
isn't
that
it?
is basically like first class devotees, right? If I'm
Yes,
not
correct,
mistaken.
Mataji.
Okay.
First class
Thank
devotee.
you.
Yes. Those who have dedicated their lives for Krishna only, and they are not thinking of anything else other than Krishna, Mataji. 24/7, every whatever, like Prabhupada, whatever he used to he used to see, he used to think that how he can engage in Krishna's service, isn't it?
Yes, yes, Mataji. I
So
got it
that
now. Thank you so
if
much.
that consciousness is there, that is pure devotee. Mataji.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Mataji.
Very beautiful
Anybody?
Nectarian class, Mataji. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. Anybody has to say anything else?
Mataji, the demigods also are under the influence of the material modes of nature, right? Are they only under the influence of the goodness? I mean, are they free from the influence of passion and ignorance, and only the goodness is still influence? I mean, that part I just wanted to clarify.
Goodness is prominent, Mataji, you can say.
Yeah. Okay.
Because see, Abhi Brahma created this creation, so passion is required, right?
Yes.
But prominent is
Supposed to
goodness.
get angry, right, Mataji? I mean, they're not supposed to get angry, no? I mean, if they are free from the passion and ignorance.
Yes. But prominent is goodness, and they are basically working. They have given some powers, Mataji,
Yeah.
right? So that they are carrying out the work, isn't it? Like in parliament, there are different departments and different ministers are handling those departments, right?
Yes.
So similarly, demigods are handling different departments in this material world.
Okay.
So they are empowered by Supreme Lord Himself, Mataji. That we should understand, and
Okay.
that's why they are above us.
Yes.
We are ordinary human beings, but they are empowered entities, empowered by the Lord Himself.
Okay. So the point, another point I learned from here is that even they are not perfect. Even they are getting bewildered and all that. Only those who can adopt only those who can do devotional service and adopt the bhakti marg, bhakti path,
Correct.
they can understand Krishna,
Yes.
right?
Yes. Now you can, you can see that the people around us, not everybody knows about Krishna. Yes or no, Mataji?
Yes, Mataji. Correct.
Only who are connected, connected in this path, they only know about the supremacy of the Lord. Other people, no, they think Krishna to be an ordinary or a little powerful person, but not the supreme personality of Godhead. They don't have that understanding.
Yes.
And that's why this hearing and reading the scriptures is most important.
Yes, some people whom I come across, they are not willing to see beyond. They say that Krishna is an incarnation of Vishnu, but beyond that, they are not able to understand that Krishna is actually the supreme personality of God Himself, who came in the transcendental form in the Krishna. During that part is very difficult for me to convince people.
Mataji, one thing I can tell you that when I came into Bhakti, my question was also this, that since our childhood, we have heard that Vishnu, isn't it? I mean, we know that Krishna is God, but one of the gods, that's what we think, right? But the thing is that Vishnu is Krishna only. But this analogy is, I think, it is the most appropriate. No, Vishnu is Krishna in office.
Correct.
Okay, so that we should always know. We can we can tell this, because a person in office, he is totally different. A military man, a major, or no, somebody, a colonel or a major, how he behaves in the office and how he behaves at home is totally different, isn't it?
Yes.
So
Yes.
Vishnu is doing all the things in this material world, because we know Garbhodakshay Vishnu, Kshirodakshay Vishnu, Karnodakshay Vishnu. All of these activities are done through Vishnu only. Correct? But
Yes.
the original source is Krishna. Krishna
Yes.
expands as Vishnu. And that you can know. Now people, they are generally not interested in doing getting deep into all these things. But in Bhagavatam also, that shloka is there: ete cham shakala pumsa krishnastu bhagavan swayam indrari vyakulam lokam rudayanti yuge yuge. So Krishna is the supreme person. Bhagavatam, it is said. Correct?
Which verse is this, Mataji? Which canto? and which
It
verse?
is first canto, third chapter, verse number 28.
Okay, thank you.
1328. I'll just confirm, but yeah, it is 28 only. So that gives the supremacy. Also, Brahma Samhita, the first shloka, Ishvara Paramah Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadiradir Govinda Sarva Karana Karanam. Right?
Yes.
So that also stresses supremacy of Krishna. It is
Yes.
specifically mentioned that Ishvara Paramah Krishna. It is not said Vishnu, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
So many, I mean, there are more evidences also, but we can from these we can see that Krishna is the supreme, and with he expands as Vishnu, and all the activities of this material world are done through Vishnu form only. They are controlled, they are handled through Vishnu form only. That's why maybe because of that we feel that Vishnu is the supreme, right?
Yes.
But we see in Bhagavad Gita also universal form. When Krishna showed, he showed the universal form, he showed the four-handed form, Vishnu form.
Yes.
Correct? But
Yes.
original form is two-handed form.
Yes.
Otherwise, he wouldn't have gone back to that two-handed original form, isn't it?
Yes, yes.
Because that is the that is the original form of the Lord. He could expand into universal form also and four-handed form also.
Yes.
Right, Mataji?
Correct, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank
Krishna. Yes, thank you, Mataji.
Mataji,
Yes.
Rama is also Krishna.
Yes, Mataji. Expansion of Krishna.
Okay. Thank you, Mataji.
All these avatars are expansions of Krishna only, Mataji. 10
Also,
prominent.
Mataji,
Yes.
Krishna is unlimited in all these opulences, right? Wealth, power, fame, beauty,
Correct.
knowledge, renunciation. But we
Yes.
are all having in very, very minute.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
that is
right.
also one point, maybe.
Yes. Correct, Mataji. Right.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So shall we stop here?
Yes, Mataji.
वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। वैष्णव ठाकुर श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। Thank you so much everybody for attending. See you next time. Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Dandavad pranam.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'll end the session.